Hello everyone, today we have new video review, and as you can see this time we are going to talk about fresh release from Howler. So it comes in 1/48 scale and it should be handy with something we reviewed recently, Challenger 2 kit from Tamiya. And as you remember, it was also made in 1/48 scale, but some of the features were quite questionable, I would say. So here we have a set which will add a lot of stuff, and in 1/48 scale this is already a considerable upgrade because size of the model will be large, so all of these updates will be visible and they will make a difference in your build. So that's why we have a commercial sample here. As you can see, the packaging is quite heavy and not that big size wise, but has a noticeable weight. And also here you can see the set number, so it's HLX48406, and as you can see it's written for Tamiya kit. And what we are going to do is to remove this staple and actually to check what is inside and why this kit might be a good upgrade if you are not, let's say, satisfied with what Tamiya offers out of the box. So what I'm doing now is opening this packaging. In the meantime, I can also remind you that you can support us with a small donation. It's quite easy thing to do because we have a special donate button on our website. And of course you decide how much you will send us because it's done via PayPal. So it's quite safe, quick, and also all this money will be used for new photo and video equipment, or maybe for some models which will be reviewed in the future videos. So now I'm trying to open this package. I'm not sure why it is so tight, but here we have the several layers actually. So the PE parts are packed into a separate plastic bag, and actually while I'm holding it in my hands, I think it's worth taking this PE thread out and checking what is actually placed here. So as far as you can see, there are more than 50 parts, and if I zoom in, you can see what I'm talking about. Also here you can see comparison with my fingertips. Even though this is a 1/48 scale, it is not let's say large things to install, so that's why you have to be ready with the sharp tweezers and also PE cutter plate, because otherwise you will just lose all these parts and it will be really difficult to find them. But as far as you can see, there are actually a lot of things tackled with help of this PE thread, so this is really great. But this is not only one PE thread here, because we have more, and this is quite understandable because, as you remember, Tamiya meshes are nothing much, I would say. They okay for out of the box build, but if you want to have a detailed tank model, then you should definitely go for PE parts, because then you have this, and as you can see, they're considerably better than the original molded in meshes on the plastic kit. And this is just a matter of careful installation and you'll have a nice result. Which should be, again, I will repeat myself, noticeable because of 1/48 scale. So next we continue with the resin parts. Here, frankly speaking, I'm not sure what is what. I can see several fire extinguishers, but that's pretty much all I will be able to recognize on this first resin deck. And as you can see, again, casting quality is really nice. I don't have anything to complain about. It is a bit surprising to see the resin casted parts, to be honest, while all other brands are 3D printing these parts, but still the casting quality is really nice. So there is nothing to complain about, and it still works, as you can see. So here is another resin base with some parts for the towing cable. And next we continue with the fuel tanks. So fuel drums or fuel tanks, they were not that nice on the model. Why? Because they were assembled out of two hulls. Here, as you can see, we have a single piece part, and if you wonder where are the end sections of these fuel tanks, so we have them casted separately here on these small bases. So we have two fuel tanks which can be placed on the rear section of the tank, and in my opinion this is a really great design because, again, these tanks are not small. Even though this is a 1/48 scale, you can see comparison with my fingertip, they have a considerable size, and that's why it is important to have them without any unnecessary seams and gaps. And usually it is difficult to fix those seams between plastic parts, at least for me. I don't know about you. If you have some tips, feel free to share under in the comment section under the video, but for me it's usually a problem and I don't like it, especially now in 2023 when we have the modern molding and casting technologies, and still some manufacturers insist on assembling the fuel tanks and fuel drums out of two halves, and this is not cool in my opinion. Okay, what I'm doing now is removing these resin parts of the table, and we will check what is actually replaced with the PE parts. And as far as you can see, there are a lot of fun ahead if you use all PE parts. This is definitely not something I will advise or suggest to beginners, because as you can see, for example, these grenade launchers holders, they will be replaced with PE parts. We also replace some minor handles on the turret. Even on the turret hatch, as you can see, there will be a PE thread added, which is really impressive. Here we also have some of the interior parts being upgraded, as far as you can see. Also again some handles. Here we have the glacis plate, as far as you can see, or maybe that's the frontal section of the turret. Next, here, I'm not sure in which order we should go. I guess in this order. So here you can see we also upgrade various handles on the side armor, and then we continue with the headlamps. They also get their portion of PE. Even the fire extinguisher will be enclosed into the PE parts, and that's a lot of fun for sure, because as you can see, this thin holder will actually house the resin part. Of course, you should be ready to modify the original plastic, because as you can see, you have to remove various hinges, which will be replaced with PE parts, while the meshes are just placed on the top of these meshes, so it should be easy. But again, some hinges should be cut off carefully, so be ready for that. And then we also had one assembly step here. So that's the most interesting part in my opinion, because it will be concerned with the fuel drums. And as you can see, it's a matter of combining several elements together. So not only you will be installing this special holder for the fuel drums, you are also installing the fixing belts as well as the fuel drums. And as you remember, each fuel drum is the assembly out of 3 resin parts. And I can also see we're replacing the mud guards. So we first cut them off and then we replace them with PE parts. And here I can see that we also replacing various hooks on the rear armor plate. This is quite interesting actually, because well, a lot of things will have to be modified carefully, and in 1/48 scale it will be important to be very precise with your cuts, because it will be already noticeable because of the scale. But overall, I think all these changes will actually add finesse for this model, something what is missed with the pre-molded features. So if you are up for a small challenge and if you want to build a Challenger, so definitely try out this additional PE set from Howler. It should be already available on their official website. Of course, I will be happy to hear your opinion about this release. Do not forget to write it here in the comment section below. And if you like this video, press the like button, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and I will see you in the next video review as usual. Thank you for joining me today, and bye.